YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Anthony Barber coming back at you with another haircut tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be doing a mid to high skin fade with a basic cut on top. So before I begin any cut, I like to begin by brushing or combing out my client's hair. Shout out to Still 2 Comb for this dope comb that you see me using. And the reason why I like to brush or comb out my client's hair is I just like to get everything to lay in its natural direction. One, it's easier to cut. Two, it gives me a clear indication of what needs to take place. So now that I combed everything out, I'm going to take my trimmer and I'm going to begin to set my first guideline, which is going to be my bald guideline. Alright, so now that I got everything knocked down, I'm going to take my foil shaver and I'm going to completely bald out that guide. You're going to notice that when I get towards the top of that guide, I'm going to use that flick out motion, and that's because I'm trying to ensure a smooth transition from completely bald to stubble, because that's going to help my fade pop later. Now that my bald guide is blended out, I'm going to take my wall magic clip with the original fade blade and I'm going to begin to set my next guideline. And I'm not going to go up a full inch because there's not a big area to work in right here. And this is a mid to high skin fade. So granted, it is going to be set higher and the guides are going to be smaller because it's less of an area. I did something a little different this video. On this side of the head, you're going to see that I use the original fade blade, and on the other side of the head, you're going to see that I'm using the Wall 1006 taper blade. And I just wanted to do that because I feel like a lot of you get confused why I run two blades. And I just want you to know that they both do the same thing, but I run two because they cut a little bit different. And that's what I like. But nevertheless, they both do the same thing. So once my guide has been set, you're going to see that I close my lever and I begin to work my way from the bottom of that guide back up towards the top of that guide. And little by little, you're going to see that I'm opening my lever. And each time that I do that and go up, you're going to notice that that guide's moving up with me. And that's okay, because that's exactly what I'm looking for. By the time I get back to the top of that guide and my lever's fully extended, that guide will be completely blended out. Alright, so now that that side's done, here you are seeing me switch over to my Wall 1006 taper blade. And I'm going to do the same exact steps that I just did on the other side, but with this blade, just because I wanted you guys to see, not to get lost in the confusion of my preference. Like, we should all have a system in place that works for us, and I'm just sharing with you guys mine. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to go convert your whole setup. Nah, it just means I'm trying to show you a simple but efficient system that if you put it into place, you trust it, you'll get the same results every time. If you could add your own little niche and twitch and all that to it, go ahead, spice it up, flavor it up, make it work for you. So again, I'm following the same exact steps, and you could clearly see that these blades do the same exact thing. They just cut a little bit different, and that's what I enjoy about them. I feel like the taper blade leaves softer blends, and that's something that I like to give my clients, are softer but blurrier blends. Alright, now that that's blended out, I'm going to take my wall number 1 color guard with the lever open, and I'm going to begin to set my next guideline. This time when I get towards the top of the hair, I'm going to use that flick out motion because I don't want to set anything harsh. But I am going to give myself the same amount of space that I gave myself with the previous guide to keep everything consistent. So once that guide's been set with the lever open, you're now going to see that I close my lever and I begin to blend from the bottom of that guide back up towards the top of that guide, leaving my lever closed and going right up to where I just left off with the lever open. Typically the one leaves some weight behind, but don't let that discourage you. I'm going to show you how to remove that in the next step. Alright, so now I'm going to take my wall 0.5 or my wall half guard, and I'm going to come in with the lever open, and right where I just showed you, that was the weight left behind, so that's immediately what I'm going to attack. I'm going to come in with the lever open and I'm going to go in right above where that weight was left. And the way I'm going to remove it is by using the fade down process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my lever as needed until that guide's completely blended out. Now here you're going to see me repeat the same exact steps that I just walked you through, but I jump back to the original fade blade, and I'm just doing this again so I could demonstrate to you guys that they do the same thing. Don't get lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do the same thing, they just cut a little bit differently. Just like most clippers, they all do the same thing, but we have a preference with them because certain ones cut a certain way, and that's what we like. So again, I'm just demonstrating to you on both sides, one with the original fade blade, one with the taper blade, and I'm just showing you that if you trust the process, it doesn't matter which blade or which clipper or which tool you use, you'll get the same results. And clearly we could all see that that fade's coming together and it's blurry. Alright y'all, so I want to use this portion of my video to give a huge shout out to Barber's Gold. I appreciate you, my dude. I appreciate your service. I appreciate the product that you offer, and people are constantly asking me, Ant, does the gold do anything different? What does the gold do? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, what the gold does is it helps your boy feel good about himself. And when I feel good about myself, look at that blend. My blend looks good. You know what I'm saying? Look good, feel good. It's kind of like if you buy a new pair of Jordans or a new snapback or a new bomber or whatever you may have. Does it really benefit you? What does it do? It makes you feel good. Of course it benefits you. So now we're going to jump into the shear work portion of my video. This is real time. I didn't speed anything up. What you're going to see me do right now is comb out the hair, and I'm going to make my first initial cut. And this cut that I make right now, I'm going to use it as a guide and a reference point throughout his whole head. There's nothing complicated about what I'm doing. I set my first initial cut, and now I'm working my way to one side of his head, and you could see that I'm using a little bit of that previous cut as a reference and guide point. And now that I'm done with that side, you're going to see that I pull this section up in the middle again, and I begin to work my way towards the other side of his head, doing exactly what I just did on the other side. Once that's done, I'm going to recomb the hair in the front, I'm going to pull up a new section, and I'm still going to drag over a little bit of the section from the first previous cut, and again, I'm going to use that as my reference and my guide point. And I'm going to work my way towards one side of his head. Once I do, I'm going to re-pull up the middle, and now I'm going to work my way towards the other side of his head. So shear work, this is basic shear work, but if you could get this down and comfortable with this, you could do anything. So don't be afraid to whip them shears out and give your client the dope, fresh cut that they deserve, because a good cut doesn't just consist of a dope fade. It consists of a dope cut and style on top as well. So make sure that you're out here complimenting these people with both. I also want to give another shout out to my boy Tito Beats. This video is 17 minutes. And for 17 minutes, he just blessed your boy with a dope beat/beats that set a really dope tone, in my opinion, to these haircut tutorials. If y'all are liking this right now, let me get a hashtag Tito Beats. Let's get a hashtag Tito Beats, and let's make sure y'all click that link in the description. Go check his channel out. Make sure you hit that like button. Even subscribe, man. Subscribe to him, support him, and let him know that your boy Anthem Barber sent you. I also want to shout out Still Too Comb, man. I've been rocking with you for a minute. I love these Still Too Combs, man. And you're going to constantly see me use them in my video. And I'm going to keep giving these people shout outs. You know why? Because that's what support is. Support is going hard for the other man just like you would for yourself. And when you believe in somebody and you believe in what they're doing and what they stand by, you support that. And so that's what I'm going to continue to do. So make sure that y'all check the links in the descriptions for all this dopeness that you see. So right here, you're going to see that I do a little clipper over comb. And again, I'm going to keep this in real time. And what I wanted to show you guys right here is, before I say anything, I come in with my wall magic clip, and I like to use the original fade blade with the lever open. So right here, the way I'm elevating the comb, I'm showing you that that's a 45-degree angle. And if he had like a slick back or like a comb over it, that's the angle I would choose. Right here, you're seeing that I'm applying my comb and I'm going directly up. What that's gonna do is that's gonna allow you to keep that boxy look for your client. And anytime you do that, it's gonna help you maintain that square look, like I just said, that boxy look. When you do that 45-degree angle, what it's gonna allow you to do is it's gonna allow you to keep it longer with some weight. And anytime you go in and you 90-degree angle your comb, you're gonna see that I do it a little bit once I get towards the top of that hair. And what that does is that gives you that slight rounded off look. So if he got like a number 2 on top or number 3, that's the angle I would want to come in when I'm doing clipper over comb, because that cut requires like a rounded off look. Excuse me. If he were to get a fat top, if he were to get a flat top, the way I'm coming in now, that's how you would want to come in. You would want to keep and maintain that boxy look. So I hope any of that was useful. Right here, you're going to see that I'm slightly angling in at that 90-degree. And that's because I'm trying to take a little bit of that squareness off the top, because there is longer hair. So it looks sharp and boxy. So I'm rounding it off a little to soften it. So now that I'm done with my clipper over comb, there tends to be weight left over. So I'm going to come in with my wall 1.5 premium guard with my lever open. And I'm going to begin to attack that weight. And typically the 1.5 open complements right into that clipper over comb. So keep that in mind, that that's the guard you're always going to want to follow up your cleanup work with. So once I come in with my lever open and I begin to attack the weight, I'll now close my lever as needed and begin to fade downwards. Alright, real quick, I also want to talk about my gift away. A lot of people opened up to me on that post, and there's a lot of people saying that they've been rocking with your boy from day one. But to be honest, this is the first time I've ever had any interaction with them. Not to say that it's not true and that y'all haven't been rocking with me. The reason why I'm saying that is, don't let the gift away be the only reason that you interact and be a part of this channel. Be active. Like, a lot of y'all opened up, and I got to know some of you guys, and a lot of you shared some things with me that touched your boy, you know, whether it was your condolences to me or you guys just opening up about where you're at as far as in life and with your barbering. And some of you people have shared things beyond that, and I was really touched. So let's not let the gift away be the only reason that we're active on this channel. This channel's dope, man, and I really love the vibe to it. I love the direction that it's going in, and I encourage all y'all to just be interactive with it, man. This channel could be whatever we want it to be. Let's just let it be a dope resource for a dope vibe, somewhere we could just come, chill, do us, in a place where like-minded people could gather. With that being said, here is a look at the final cut, y'all. I think it came out fire. And if you agree with that, or you got anything useful, I ask that you smash that like button. If you're new to my channel, I suggest you stick around. It's only gonna get doper from here. I appreciate y'all. Be blessed and be a blessing. I'm out.